Hey, I'm Brother Steve from Hollywood, California. It's a great day. Hey there, everybody's commenting. They're starting to watch. It's just good stuff, good information. We're ending Black History Month, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep Black History in until March 2023. It's going to keep going. You know what? This is one of the first times I start laughing doing the pre-show. So if you got excuse us if we just laugh on our own, because this is going to be too fun. But today, you're going to learn some serious history. I'm opening the comments right now. Hey there, Mildred. How you doing? I want everybody to share this video right now. I know Lyle, he's sharing with his friends. Kevin, he's sharing with his friends. You can share from our page. And we're going to do what we got to do. You're going to learn some Black history on our show today. Kevan Peabody himself is here. What more can you say after that?
From Hollywood,
Yo, DJ, are you done mixing yet?
Your DJ has only just begun.
Hello, I'm Bishop T.D. Jakes, and you're watching Brother Steve TV.
Hey, it's LaToya Luckett, and you're watching Brother Steve TV.
This is Rance Allen, and you're watching my friend, Brother Steve TV.
Hey, y'all, this is Landry Johnson, and you're watching Brother Steve TV.
Hi, this is Rodney Darkchild Jerkin. This is Chris Tucker. This is Kirk Franklin. And you are watching Brother Steve. And you're watching Brother Steve. Brother Steve TV. Stay tuned.
From Hollywood, California, you're watching Brother Steve TV.
It's the Praise Jam party, yep, it's going up. Brother Steve, the Sunshine Band, that's what's up. Him and his crew, they really making stations nervous. Brother Steve deliver hits like the Postal Service. Must I remind you of his credentials? Brother Steve go hard, he go large, he's monumental. That's it, it's over. A finality, call the Paul Bearers, the station's buried in Cali.
360, going hard for the Lord. It's the Praise Jam party. Brother Steve is in charge. For all the hot exclusives and the brand new styles, tune in every week, adjust your radio dial to the most unpredictable show on the airwaves. From the land of the stars to the home of the Braves. We go hard for the Lord. Yeah. It's how we reverence, we don't apologize for it. We go hard.
Well, we have the one and only Kevan Peabody. People are already saying hello from Millhouse Entertainment in Austin, Texas. Hey, Mildred, how you doing? People are saying hello during our broadcast right now. We are so excited to have each and every one of you on the show here with us on today. I'm doing good, Mildred. Hey, share this with your family, with your friends out there watching our broadcast right now. Hey there from Dallas, Texas. Somebody else from Dallas, Texas is watching right now. Lyle, start sharing. See, Lyle's going to start sharing. He said, I already see him in the comments. He said, I am. Start sharing, Lyle, okay? And we're glad to see everybody sharing. Kevan Peabody himself is with us on today. Gospel music industry executive, legendary writer, singer, producer, all that, and then some. We are broadcasting live on our YouTube channel, Bro Steve TV. And we're also broadcasting on my Facebook page, and we're also broadcasting on Bro Steve Radio. So just go to facebook.com/groups/Bro Steve Radio, or just go to my page and share the video, and we can get the word out to our family and friends watching. Kevin, how you doing, Doc?
I'm doing great, Brother Steve. How you been?
Man, I'm doing good today. I'm glad to see you live on the line with us. I know
absolutely.
You are fired up, excited. We are ready to
And you know what? And congratulations. What? You know, I know you got a new baby on the here,
Doc.
Yes. I know that's a great experience for you.
It's a great joy.
Right here, brother. That's all good.
It's a great joy with the new baby.
Yeah.
I can say, you know, at 4:15 a.m., you're like, nah, I need you.
Beautiful thing, isn't it?
It's 4:15, and but you know, what do you do when she looks up at you and she puts that grin on? You just like okay.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do. You just grin back.
You like the song, Just Stand.
You just stand. Yeah, and then you sit there like, okay, I can't no, okay, it's 4:15 a.m.
Right,
okay,
right.
I need you to work with me here. And when they grin, now here's the default I found out. I'm learning now, because you got twins. I'm learning.
Right.
Doc, when you grin back 2 times,
Right.
that triggers a button on the inside, like, hey, it's playtime.
But don't let them do like this.
The wheels on the bus go. I'm thinking about doing our nursery rhyme.
What's happening?
Right. No. It's like this. Almost said something on the air because it happened to me. I'm holding her.
Maybe expressions.
Yeah, it was like I'm holding her. And I'm like, oh, great. It's like, why is my hand warm right now? Oh, it's pudding. I'm like, oh,
I'm the worst.
The wife was like, phew, I got it. Man, let's talk about. You want me to bring in Lyle right now?
Yeah, why don't we bring him in?
Let's bring in Lyle right now. Lyle Henderson up there in the Oakland, California, Northern California area. What's up, Lyle?
What's up, brother Steve?
Man, how you doing?
I have to say, you got about 5,000 pages. You are like, I don't even know how anybody has any room to put any page on Facebook. Yours is everywhere.
Right.
We're grateful. 5,022 to be exact. I just kidding.
Right. Exactly.
Kevin, we're going to talk about okay, we're going to talk about Black History Month.
Oh, great.
Let's talk about that with your company, the things that you're doing, what's going on.
Well, presently we have a new project, and it's out on Facebook, on YouTube, and it can be found at twinchem.com, TWIN.com. And we featured about 5 or 6 artists from the Bay Area, featuring Lawrence Beeman, who was second runner-up on America's Got Talent. We featured Doris Bumpus, a new youth group by the name of Melodious. They range in age from 14 to 18. And also Ja'Cory Prothrow. Our great MC is Mr. Lyle Henderson. And of course, I am the producer. And one other singer by the name of Elizabeth Lane, who comes out of Emmett Powell and the Gospel Elites of San Francisco.
Emmett Powell. I remember Emmett Powell.
And the Gospel Elites of San Francisco. So we're just overjoyed to share a variety of music with our listeners and our fans, and we hope they enjoy it. You can check my Facebook page at Twin Kemp, or you can check my name. If you Google my name, I'll automatically come up, like AARP.
Lyle, how was it being a part of this wonderful project?
It's comical. You know, anything you do, that has to be my first out of the gate comment with Kevan Peabody. It's always comical, and always. Laughter is good medicine. It's good medicine for the heart. And he makes sure that even though we're working, he makes sure that we're having a good time, because he's full of joy. And but it's good to be able to work with people who keep things going, and who have a spirit of, it doesn't take us that long. Let's get it here. Let's get out of here. And he's a great producer. He's a great producer. And he's also, kind of a slave driver, talking about Black history, So
this old boat don't roll no more. No more.
He got us all in a line. Don't let nobody
turn me around. Doc, I was on the phone with Kevin about 2 weeks ago, and I was walking the dog. I was on the line with Kevin, and I was laughing so hard. I think my dog started laughing at the same time. Like, would you just do what we got to do?
Comedy is my next menu. I'm telling you.
You're the only person that makes one that you're one of 5 people that makes me laugh. That just it crack. He's got like that. Let me try to get Kevin on the line. Kevan Peabody's here with us on the Daily Show. Join us today.
Well, I don't know if anyone has had the opportunity to see this, The King of Gospel by Bob Maravich. And it's about Reverend James Cleveland. Bob Maravich, this is his 3rd work. And he has another work entitled Peace Be Still. And what he does is takes it through the social era of 1968 and shows the importance of Peace Be Still and how people grabbed on to the song because of the bombing of the children in Birmingham, Alabama. And it's a great resource. It also includes 4 of Reverend Cleveland's latest work. And I'm also featured in an interview in this one.
What part of the book are you in? I mean, what did you all talk about?
I'm throughout the volume. You just can't read one page.
He said you got to read the whole book.
The whole book.
The whole book.
The preachers would say eat the whole roll. The whole roll.
I was trying to get the Cliff Notes, but he just shut all that down.
Right.
There's no Cliff Notes here, huh?
He's like, no, you got to go from beginning to end, from Genesis to Revelation.
Right. But what I tried to bring out about Reverend Cleveland, who I met in Nashville, I think it was 1973. And he had the musician that played for Tina Turner, playing for him. I just can't remember his full name, but it was Tina Turner's musician. And we formed a relationship from that point on, even though my mother had, I kind of grew up on Cleve because my mom would take me to Kill Auditorium in St. Louis, and I would see all of the gospel shows on Monday night. And and I loved it. I loved it. I grew up with the O'Neill twins, Quincy Fielding Sr. A lot of people don't know a lot about Quincy Sr.
But it's good that you mentioned those because Brother Steve has people of all generations that tune into his show. And some of them don't even know about some of these names,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dorothy Norwood, when she was, her first song was, about Johnny and Jesus and pulling the kite. And, a lot of people don't know that, and her biggest hit was I Kept On Searching. So I grew up during the era of the broadcast. So radio broadcast where people would hop churches and, you could start off at 3:00 and end up at midnight. And midnight, I generally ended up at Haynes Miracle Temple with Sylvester Haynes of Haynes Miracle Temple Kojic Church.
Well, let's do it. Let me ask you this real quick, and then I'm going to shift the gears. Where does the name Twin Kemp come from?
It comes from twin Kevin, Eddie, Mary Peabody. I have twins. Kevin, Eddie, Mary Peabody.
That's 3 names.
Right. That's my wife and my 2 sons.
Kevin.
Eddie. But one of my sons, see, you have twins, and one of my sons carries my name, but his middle name is different. Okay, so it was no sense in doing twin KEEM.
Or KKEM.
Right, KK. That's too close to the KKK.
Too close.
Now, hey, listen, Brother Steve, I want to let you know that I know Kevin mentioned the website, but it's actually twinkemp.com.
Right.
P for productions. So it's twinkemp.com.
All right. So I messed that up.
Well, Kevin started it off, so blame it on him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I was just typing what he wrote.
Right. You were just dictating.
I was just dictating. So let's have our technical team. Could you all change the website, please? Okay, they're good. There we go. Okay. We can our technical team. Okay, I'll tell you, we'll get our technical team to change it, to update and change the website, and then we'll get it back up for you. How about that?
Yeah, we want people to be able to find it.
Brother Steve, I
am the technical team, so I'm trying to.
That's like saying these proceeds are going to feed needy kids.
Right. Mine. Okay, here we go.
And you know, Brother Steve, there's an academic side to me as well, because I teach students from pre-kindergarten all the way up to the 8th grade. And I think that Black history is most important for their self-esteem and for their growth and for them gaining an opportunity to know that life just does not begin with them or their parents, but there were some people here way before them who paved the way for them and made things a lot easier than if they had to do it all by themselves.
So you grew up in the St. Louis area, right?
I grew up in East St. Louis, Illinois.
Yeah, and then you came to
East
the West Coast.
East and what? Then I came to the West Coast. East Boogie.
East Bully.
East Boogie. Boogie.
That's too close to the Boogie Down Bronx.
Well, you know, it harbors, you know, the greats like Miles Davis and Catherine Dunham, and should we go on?
No, we don't. Not right now.
No, we don't. No, we don't.
All right, here we go. From Hollywood, California, I'm Brother Steve and Brother Steve Radio. We have with us today one of the legendaries of the gospel music entertainment industry, and also a very special guest, Lyle Henderson, Kevan Peabody himself, known as the historian of the West Coast. But Kevan, you grew up on the Midwest in East St. Louis.
That's right.
Now, I understand you got across. Now you got to make it very clear, because I learned one thing: you can't say they take it seriously. St. Louis, East St. Louis, they don't play that game. It's very clear. East St. Louis.
There is a distinct difference.
I can understand right away. You will listen to radio. Your mom took you to a particular theater in St. Louis. You heard all the gospel greats, but St. Louis is also known for the broadcast era of gospel music. Who were some of the greats? And what's the station that the old was it Curl? The radio station KIRL?
It was I can't remember the KATZ.
Yes. Okay.
KATZ.
I remember KATZ.
Yeah. And the during the time when I was a kid, the tops were the O'Neill Twins, Reverend Cleophas Robinson, the Lively Stone Church. You know, this little light of mine, let it shine. You know, Quincy Fielding Sr. was, you know, always
because we know about Quincy Fielding Jr.
Right.
with Reverend Cleveland, but
his father was a great musician. And
really,
director. Absolutely, and he was very well known in the metropolitan area. Dello Thetford, you know, such Donny Hathaway, they all come from St. Louis.
So you know, when we talk about St. Louis, you also mentioned to me heavily about the broadcast. People will go from here to the broadcast. Talk about the Sunday night broadcast.
The Sunday night broadcast. I grew up in a church that had a Sunday night broadcast that began at 9 p.m. every Sunday night.
9 o'clock at night?
9 o'clock at night. Well, there's nothing, because in Chicago, you know, First Church Deliverance came on at 11 o'clock at night. And they came out by the groves every Sunday night until they became so a lot older. They didn't want to do that any longer, and they taped it early. But that's been only recently. So we had gospel singers to come in to sing for the broadcast, and it was one of the ways that they could publicize their works and publicize their records is through the church broadcast.
Now you mentioned to me,
and we hit them one after another.
You mentioned to me, and we've got Lyle Henderson with us on our broadcast as well.
He's a great historian.
Wow.
Especially out of New Orleans. He knows that New Orleans flavor.
So before we go to the New Orleans area, you mentioned to me the other day a very powerful line. Most singers right now get their start, as we know, in the church. But tell me about the appreciation, but how you, it was like called the, what did you call it? You call it the validation?
You are validated within the church. They are the first to validate your gift and your talent. And that is true for so many singers, because if you would go around and ask half of the musicians that you know where they gained their start and the first encouragement, it would be the church. It would be definitely be the church.
Wow. How was it in New Orleans? Some of the legends that come from that part of the country. You hear about, as what Kevin will talk about later. You hear about the great families of the West Coast,
right?
As the Hawkins. You're one of the top Hawkins historians. You know stuff that the average human being does not even know.
Right.
But you know about the Hawkins. You lived it. You was there with them.
The Hawkins and Dr. Jones as well.
And definitely Dr. Bobby Jones. But Lyle, tell me about New Orleans.
Well, we've and I echo Kevin's statement that most of what we enjoy in the entertainment industry and what has shaped the entertainment industry was nurtured and embraced first by the church. I actually heard a preacher say once, and I thought it was so succinct and it resonated with me. He said the church always trains the musicians and singers, and the industries pay them. And
that's true. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and it's, there are many churches who have grabbed that in the context that he was talking about. He was saying we have to take care of our singers and musicians because they go out because they have to make a living. They have to make a career. They can't volunteer all their life. And so, but I think that is true in terms of where everybody gets their start. Of course, in the, I guess the first biggest name out of New Orleans is always Mahalia Jackson.
That's correct.
Wait a minute. Mahalia came out of New Orleans?
Absolutely. Dude, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Jackson family is still in New Orleans. And they still keep a birthday celebration for Mahalia alive every year. There's also a Mahalia Jackson gospel choir in New Orleans. And there's a Mahalia Jackson school. There's Mahalia Jackson has her footprint all over that city. She was born in New Orleans.
Mahalia Jackson Auditorium too, right downtown.
That's correct.
Congo Square.
That's correct.
I mean, it doesn't get no. I mean, I was going to say, tell me some of the big artists. I'm thinking like Walt Whitman and the New Orleans Soul Children, but
He's still making money.
And actually, let me give you a bit of history, because there's been a long time misconception and a little rivalry, healthy rivalry between two choirs because of that misinterpretation. Okay. Walt Whitman is from Chicago. There is a choir that James Cleveland pulled out that is based in New Orleans. The late Albert Hadley was the founder of that choir. And James Cleveland brought them out in the Gospel Music Workshop of America. It's called the New Orleans Gospel Soul Children. From there were many other gospel soul children that actually formed around the country, and there's actually one in Norway, I believe. But the Gospel Soul Children of New York, Dr. Derek Roberts. There's the Gospel Soul Children of Chicago. That's why you have to see them say of whatever city, because the Gospel Soul Children it became an entity. It's incorporated. That name is trademarked. That they are from New Orleans, and some of the greatest songs, like the songs they did with Thomas Whitfield and Genesis and many other things, that came out of New Orleans.
And so did Helen Stevens.
Helen Stevens. Helen Stevens, that was in the Bay Area for a long time and directed the Northern Cal Community Choir and so many other choirs that she was responsible for. She's out of New Orleans, and I'm still very close to her son, Reggie Stevens, at this point, who's married to Lynette Hawkins Stevens, the very popular Lynette Hawkins Stevens. I called her Pastor Lynette, and also Trinity 5-7.
Hold on 1 second.
Out of New Orleans.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, Doc. I'm getting a call. Hold on. I'm sorry.
Is this Jesus?
Yeah. Can you deliver that package to the Soul Children of Los Angeles? Attention, Brother Steve. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. All right. We're back.
Now you got to say the Gospel Soul Children.
It's whatever. It's Soul Children, chicken wings and fries.
Right.
But some of the other artists, like Bishop Paul Morton's son, PJ Morton, was was born in New Orleans, even though his
That's
father
right.
is Canadian.
Yeah.
His mother,
his brother baptized me. Bishop Morton's brother baptized me in Cleveland, Ohio.
Which brother?
Bishop Paul Moore's brother. I can't remember which one.
It wasn't.
No, you know what?
C.L. Morton.
It was Sylvester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Their middle namesake.
Yeah.
So there are a number of artists that have come out of New Orleans, and even just a little further from New Orleans. Micah Stampley is from Louisiana, not far from New Orleans. There the Griffins. There are a number of artists that have come out of New Orleans. Also the group. Oh my God, they're gonna make me. They're gonna kill me.
The OJ.
No.
That's Philadelphia.
No, it's Cleveland.
That's
my hometown.
The Trotters. Oh my goodness, I can't think of their name right now. Ebony Trotter and I hope one of your listeners will help me out.
Okay.
The Landrums.
And the Landrums.
The Landrums, yes.
The Landrums. That was one of those churches. Ebenezer was one of those churches, and First Church of God in Christ with Bishop Felches. Those two churches had what Kevin was talking about, those Sunday night services.
And they still continue.
Yeah, they ended their day and they went over to those two churches. And First Church of God in Christ had First Church of God in Christ United, Bishop James Felches. He had a Sunday night broadcast that started at 10 p.m.
Wow.
And the church was packed. We were, as teenagers, trying our best to get on there to be a part of it, and so forth. So there's a lot of music that came out of the church, and the Neville brothers and the Marsalises and
the Marsalises,
and of course, even in the political arena, there are the Morials.
That's right, the Morials. Come on.
We gave birth to a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's right.
As we look at the music industry, Kevin, greatly about the Hawkins. What made the Hawkins sound so different from Oakland, California, that spread around the world? Because you have the Crouches right here in the San Fernando Valley, which is my neighbors. Literally, they live down the street, around the corner. The Crouches, and you had the Hawkins sound. That was that West Coast. It was the Hawkins and the Crouches. What made the Hawkins sound so different?
It was their unique blend and their ability to transform the music to through other genres, and take advantage of transforming the music through the other genres. And they kept a sound that no one else had. And that's basically what it is. It's that sound. Because before them, things were a little rough and hard.
Okay.
But they gave it such a contemporary, unique blend. And the people loved it. And there were other people before them, but it was that song, "Oh Happy Day," that changed.
I was going to say that.
The
"Oh Happy Day,"
gospel and that kind of Brazilian kind of feel.
So now let's clear the record straight. Edwin Hawkins recorded that song, "Oh Happy Day," 1969, Ephesians Church of God in Christ.
That's correct.
Located on Alcatraz Street in Berkeley, California, right?
Right. It's off of King Street now.
Okay. Ephesians Church of God in Christ. Now,
off of Alcatraz runs into Martin Luther King is Alcatraz.
Okay.
Street.
Now, but what most people don't know, he didn't write that song. He just rearranged it.
That's right.
Oh, so that song that is in movies after TV shows is all rearranged by Edwin.
All rearranged. And I also found out last night that he never sold it.
No way.
He never sold it. So he owns the exclusive rights to that particular song. And that song has been, as you said, it's been movie after movie after movie. Who knew?
Wait a minute. He never sold the rights to the rearrangement or to the writing of the song?
To the rearrangement. Because that became uniquely him. Just like Reverend Cleveland. His was a rearrangement as well. Because
he had a few of those.
Right.
Of what?
It's public domain. When it becomes public domain, you can twist
like
it.
For instance, Jesus is the best thing that ever happened to me. That was a Gladys Knight song.
Right. That's a
Yeah.
rearrangement.
Yeah.
Right.
He did several rearrangements.
Right.
Tell me another one.
Just because you asked me, I drew a blank.
No problem. So while you're thinking about that, so while you're thinking about that, it's a historical moment, ladies and gentlemen. So while you're thinking about that, you mean the writer, her family is still getting paid.
That's correct.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh,
correct.
Steve, I had to call in a lifeline real fast, discreetly. The name of the group I was talking about was Virtue with Ebony and Karima Trotter.
Yeah.
They're out of New Orleans.
God,
The Trotter family is really big in the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and they're out of New Orleans. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So you mean, as we're going back to the Oh Happy Day, Edwin is getting credit for the rearranging, and the writing is going to the writer, which is whom?
Well, it is public domain, which means that after a song has been out 50 years, you can kind of shape it and do whatever you like to do with it, because anyone can use it, and you can place your name on the arrangement of the song and get full credit.
Wait, hold on now. This is a bigger historical
Especially when
moment.
a person dies, and that song is 200 years old.
So
Yeah,
it's bigger. Now this is gone bigger. So you mean if a song has been out 50 years, it goes into public domain?
That's correct. If
nobody don't renew it, yeah.
Right. If you do not renew the copyright, it will go into public domain.
Do you want to know the writers of the original writers that are attributed?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Edward Francis Rimbault and Philip Doddridge. But the song had a totally different arrangement. Oh, happy day when Jesus washed my sins away. It's in an very old hymn.
Right.
Very old hymn book.
Oh, happy day when Jesus washed my sins away. He taught me how to watch and forget.
Right.
Totally different.
Wow.
Very different.
But totally different. Doc
Lewis say we right.
You
know, if Doc Lewis say we right, we right.
That's right.
Doc Lewis.
And we transform what white people did into our own.
That's right.
And we put our own voices on it.
You know what messed me up? I was working for Fox Network, and they sent me into the office. I was on the set, and somebody saying happy birthday on the show.
Right.
And I was like, okay, great. And then they sent me to the office and said, Steve, you got to get that song clear.
Right. Because
what do you mean? It's just happy birthday. No, Doc. And I that was a life lesson in my career. Happy birthday was written by those two women.
That's right.
Wow.
They want you to pay the royalties for the song.
But you know what's deep? I'm not getting into that right now. I'm not going to talk about that because I was going to get into some other stuff. But we're not going to talk about that now. What made the Hawkins, their energy, their production, their music? They had the organ, the drums, and the whole fanfare. They put literally Oakland, California on the map. But who else is from Oakland that we may not?
But you also have to think that it was a time when music was changing in Northern California. You had Sly and the Family Stone.
From Oakland?
From San Francisco.
Wow. Okay.
You had all types. You had God, I can't think of his name, but he's big in rock. You had you had a lot of music transformed. You've got the drummer. Help me. Not Michael Walden.
Oh.
Yeah.
Coming into the area. So there's a whole big change going on.
Do you see yourself as a keeper of history when you do your records? Now you actually take multiple artists and put them on one project. What's the advantage of that?
Can I speak to that, Brother Steve? I'll say this because Kevin may not, and I jump in there because Kevin may not say certain things about himself, but I think it's very rare. And I talked about this. I think I talked about this on another show that we were on, but it's rare when you have somebody who has a platform, and they can certainly absorb all of the platform with their own talent, with their own gift, with their own everything, but they share the platform so that others can be able to be seen or have a light at some point during their career, and they actually secure a very good legacy. Kevin is one of those people, and I think you were talking
somebody did that for me.
Yeah, you were talking about the significance of the Hawkins, but there's a correlation there also.
Yes,
because
somebody did it for them too.
Bishop Walter, Bishop Hawkins, Edwin, they all did the same thing. Even as a young radio person, I was in radio for 30 years in New Orleans, but in my first couple of years, I met Edwin, and he took me under his wings and taught me some things that I could not learn from, and I'm like, he's an icon, these people know him all over the world. And the fact that Walter wrote music that was very unique. I'm still finding out about things that I learned wrong, even from other choir directors. I learned it wrong. Being here in the Bay Area now, it's like I'm able to be with some of the musicians that traveled with him. Right. And some of the extra chords and extra notes, like when Kevin, the arrangement that you hear on Lift Every Voice and Sing, Kevin was able to do that and bring other artists in and say, okay, no, let's diminish that and go here and put a minor there, and that kind of thing. And some of the 4-part harmony end up 7-part harmony and all that kind of stuff. You don't have that. You have people copying, doing cookie cutters, and that's what Kevan Peabody and the Hawkins and the Crouches and that's what they bring to the industry. That's very different.
Thank you, Lyle. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm glad you mentioned that, because Kevin, you have this ability to like say when a Kevan Peabody calls you, you answer the phone, and it's like you answer the phone. Because it's like he's not playing games. It's cut right to the chase. This is what we're gonna make happen. And next thing you know, in like a week and a half, okay, it's done. We're done. Oh my! So you make
the Cash App is Twin Kim.
There we go, Twin Kim.
During the pandemic, we don't raise offerings. We give the cash tag.
Come on, top that. Come on here.
We're not gonna go there.
And it's nonprofit, so you can write it off.
You not lose them. It's gonna come back.
The box was empty.
Wait till the next year.
We'll leave that right there. The box was empty. Yeah. Kevin knows what that means. The box was empty. So
yes, indeed.
Oh my gosh. So Kevin, what's next for you? I mean, you keep. Let me stop that question.
I got a brother in Los Angeles, right? Tony Bowers.
Yeah.
Right. And so we're going to work on some things. We've got, we're going to put together maybe 4 new songs, 4 new singles, and maybe a full project. But we're going to start working on that. We've started working on it. And then I want to partner with my friend in Chicago, Monty Falone. Out of Chicago. And what's next with the company? We want to do a gospel and comedy.
No way.
And we want to bring Sister Christy here, the Christy Show.
Yeah, that's going to be phenomenal. Steve, now you're going to have to come down and help us with that one.
Right. You come down
that one? Because
come up, I said. You have to come up.
Come up. All the choir people together. We're going to have choir rehearsal.
Because I produced 2 comedy specials before, and it's like you're too busy laughing in the truck because it's so fun. And then when you're in post-production mixing the shows, you're like, I never heard that joke. It's just because we need to laugh. 2 things are coming back: comedy and choirs.
Yes. Now, choirs, we missed one name. Dr. Kenneth Ulmer is from East St. Louis.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. I knew his mother. I know his cousins. I remember when he used to play for Cleopas Robinson.
Oh my God! Now you went way back.
Right,
way back.
And he was a known organist in the metro area.
Wow! When did you come to the West Coast?
I came to the West Coast in 1980.
And you're also an educator as well.
Absolutely. At
St. Leo, the great school.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some phenomenal people all over the world. Just glad to be in the number. And
one more time.
One.
Y'all so churchy.
Could have been gone, but the Lord has left me here.
Come on here.
Shake that big old head and tell him thank you. So the head back and said,
one more time.
One more time. Could have been.
Don't get us started.
Follow us as we follow Christ. That's the life we want to live. Follow us as we follow Christ. Where was that picture taken at the church, at Love Center Church, on the back of the album? That's my favorite album of all times.
Which one?
Walter Hawkins' Love Alive 1 is my favorite gospel record ever of all time. That's my
what's your favorite song on that?
Yeah.
Follow Me as I Follow Christ, 1976.
No, that was not taken at the church, because they were at 8901 MacArthur, I believe. That was the church where my wife and I, when we first arrived in Oakland, she was like, "Where's the church?" I said, "It's right there. It's got that Muggs Root Beer sign on it."
Because it looked like a little small church. It had Love Center and Love Center band in the background. It was like a little.
That was 8901. You're right. 8901 MacArthur.
Wow.
That's how small that you could throw a football and hit the dough just by doing this.
Like that. Not even throwing it, just boom. Because everybody was on that stage. Walter, Edwin, the singers. Really?
Oh my God.
That's where Love Center, one of their start locations.
Wow.
That was one of their start locations. 8901 MacArthur.
And they traveled the world, but yet had the ministry.
That's right.
Wow.
Absolutely. That's incredible. They have an incredible history.
Wow. Who was like the is it Tremaine or Lynette or the two? Like they're like the legendary Hawkins that's left now.
Tremaine, you have Tremaine, you have Lynette. You also have Pastor Yvette Flunder.
Right.
Now, there's a war going on. That song, she was like the greatest orator then.
She still is.
She still is.
Everybody's
she is one of the best.
She is.
She is one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Yvette Flunder.
She can preach, she can sing, and she has a very unique academic background.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So she knows exactly what she's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Bishop, is that Bishop Yvette Flunder?
Bishop Yvette Flunder.
Yvette,
right.
Yeah.
And she's the daughter of the Hamiltons, who started the Pentecostal movement in San Francisco, Bishop Hamilton.
Okay, I didn't know that.
The granddaughter.
Oh.
Wow.
So she goes back.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Her family was in that family with Bishop Mason, and how Bishop Mason utilized other bishops to carry on the work of the Kojic Church.
So most of them come out of Kojic anyway.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
But she's one of the few who sat at the table.
Wow.
So that's the difference between Pastor Flunder and the Hawkins.
Wow. She sat at the table.
She sat at the table.
And you asked if Kevin was an educator, right?
Oh, par excellent.
She sat at the table.
Kevin,
so she knows stuff that nobody knows.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Lyle, what's next for you?
Well, I did a soft launch of a podcast called the Pastor and the Prince podcast, and is after doing regular radio, I took a sabbatical, and so I started doing some things. I realized there needs to be more conversation about certain things, and so we tackled a few subjects already. It releases right now. We're releasing on podcast.yahogo.org every Monday.
Yahogo what?
Yahogo. Yes. Okay. Yahogo. YAHOGO.org. podcast.yahogo.org. And so we release that podcast. We release that episode every Monday. One of the things that we tackled recently, and we're going to tackle another episode tomorrow, is mental health and trauma. And as it relates to the Black community, as it relates to the church and the stigma that we have as Black men, as gospel folk, that we sometimes don't want to talk to therapists and professionals about what's going on. And during this pandemic, it's really exacerbated a lot of the need to do that very thing. One of the episodes we dealt with was called Black People Homework. And most people thought, listening to the episode in the very beginning, that it was about, Black people doing their homework. But I said it's about everybody, because I think we're at a time where the information is there. And I think even people not of color should be able to do their homework on Blacks and on our contributions, our achievements, what it means, and what it means to offend us, what it means to uphold us, what it means to be our allies. It's up to the person to do the research. It's not our responsibility to educate every other race about us.
And that's so burdensome. It's
yes,
such
sir.
a burden. Such a burden.
It is. It becomes a heavy load to bear that responsibility. Now, what is our responsibility is to continue to perpetuate the knowledge and the value by way of Black history. And that's why Black History Month is so important, And so, Brother Steve, we deal with those issues on the podcast. And I'm also working with some wonderful writers and musicians. I'm remaking a few of the songs that I did, and I've got some new songs. Patrick Sturgis is helping me. Kevan Peabody agreed to write me a song. And Tosh Cryer is helping me produce a song. Mark Brown is helping to arrange some vocals, and so Nona Brown is writing a song. So I've got a really good project on the stove ready to cook up. So I'm excited about it coming forth. But we've already started working.
Man, we love it, Kevin. What final words you want to say? I got my dear friend Lady Victory at KG.
Hey, Lady Victory.
She is one of the best gospel announcers in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She's on every.
Hey, Lady Victory.
She's my dear friend.
It's our pleasure.
She is amazing and awesome. Shout out once again to our good friend, the one and only Doc Lewis.
Hey, Doc Lewis.
Doc, I listen to Doc every week on the air as well. Kevin, what closing words you want to say to?
Well, I just want to encourage everyone to have a great.
I wasn't finished yet, Kevin.
Oh, you weren't? All right.
I love
it. Okay. Go ahead, Kevin. What words you want to say?
I just want to encourage everyone to have a great Black History Month. We got one more day, but guess what? If you're Black, you will have a Black History Day every day.
Every day.
And I also want to thank you for the opportunity to come on your broadcast to talk to your listeners. Yes. And I just pray and hope that everyone stays in good health and continues to communicate with one another, so the load won't be so hard to bear. Just
Brother Steve, I want to say happy birthday to my son. He turned 12 today, February 27th. Jabez Lyle, he's a preteen, officially a preteen. Happy birthday, man. Happy birthday.
Oh, well, Lyle, do me a favor. Give him $100 from me. So happy birthday to your son.
I'll be looking for you to cash app to reimburse me with that.
You look on till Jesus come back, so you go.
But it's been a real honor and a pleasure, Brother Steve. I certainly appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Brother Steve.
Yeah, we're going to enjoy this for years to come. We're going to have you on our broadcast, Kevin, support you and what you have going on. And
hopefully next time I'll have my own book. Yeah.
You know what?
I got a story to tell.
I know you do. I know you do. Those parties, I know you do. So we want to talk about those parties and the boat that
used to be a party.
I can't.
That's where I met Oprah Winfrey at Dr. Jones' house.
But Dr. Jones is an icon in television.
And he's been at it a long time.
A long time. Television, gospel, that
Radio.
is like everything, you know, and he has great events.
Yes,
remember,
sir.
You remember the retreat? We used to.
Yes,
it was
sir.
like, why are we up here in Las Vegas at this? Hold on, at this expensive, not expensive, at this expensive hotel. And it was like, Dr. Jones, this hotel is $189 a night. The $189 a night, that's what you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay $100 to be up in here. But you know what? Why? Why are we doing this? And he said, I want to bring you all to another level of living, another level of conferences, another level of living better. And that's what made it
certainly
happen.
he can express that. He's a phenomenal educator.
Yes, he is.
You know, he has corporate experience.
He does.
Yeah, and he knows what he's doing, and he knows what he wants. Wow. And we also want to express our condolences to Derek Lee, the family of Derek Lee.
Yes.
Derek
Oh
Lee
my
was his musician for 30 years.
Yeah.
And he recently passed, and we want to express our condolences.
We can express our Derek Lee. Great. That's a great guy. Derek always have the dark shades on.
Right.
All dark shades and sit up and put that smile. But when he's on that keyboard, it's a different situation.
He's a fist guy, you know. That's what you got to do.
You know, Doc Lewis. All right, congratulations, Doc, with your new product out there as well. Hit me up, Doc Lewis. Kevin, Lyle, it's been great, Doc. Stay on the line.
Thank you, sir.
You know, it's a great weekend and good information from Hollywood, California. Brother Steve, we'll see you soon. Keep sharing this video and share the replay. God bless. As we with more of more music and more great.
We go. That's how we rep the price. We don't